From the Crush Studio in sunny Florida, this is the Disney Crush Podcast. And now your two tempests in a teacup, Dave and Tony Ann.
On this week's Disney Crush Podcast, our good friend Torie Hunt comes and tells us the story of her Christmas trip at Walt Disney World. The whole family came. She's going to tell us where they stayed, what they ate, what they did, and how much fun they had at Walt Disney World the week of Christmas. Are they crazy? Episode 322 is starting right now.
Just want to say thank you, Torie, for coming on the show. And you just got back.
You're welcome. Yeah.
I avoid Christmas time, Thanksgiving time, Halloween time. I mean, the day of, the weeks of.
Right.
But you just embraced it.
Yeah, we did. We just went for it. It's always been a goal to do Disney on Christmas. And I have a lot of friends who are excellent at enabling and supporting our decisions, our terrible decisions. Just do it. Do it. So we did.
I want to do just one little thing. Facebook, Dave, I have no news. It's a holiday.
Go for it.
There's really no news because it's a holiday week. They haven't released any new news. But Facebook has been very giving.
Really? You just can't stay away from Facebook, can you?
Dave, I have a new segment. This is actually inspired by our friend Scott Daves, but so if he was to steal it, I would understand, but because I'm kind of stealing this from him, but he has a fascination with mixed connections, and this is a Casey's Corner mixed connection. Okay, I'm gonna turn down the music because I want you to hear what this person is asking. Long shot, but we met in line waiting for our orders at Casey's Corner at Magic Kingdom on December 16th of 2023. We shared a lovely chat, and I've thought of nothing else but this connection I felt around you. There was a clear instant attraction that felt very mutual, and we even engaged in conversation. Even after we chatted, we enjoyed our meals kind of near each other and shared smiles back and forth. You were visiting with your 3 friends from South Georgia. I was with my family that had just gotten back from a cruise. I complimented you and your friends on your accents, but really it was you whom I was chatting up. I was so caught up that I forgot to ask your name, and I've thought of nothing else since. I kept looking for you throughout the drenched rainy day at the park. All the signs were there. I know it's an extremely long shot, but internet, please do your thing and help me find her. She had glasses, the loveliest of smiles my eyes have ever seen, the deepest of eyes I have ever gazed into, and the most beautiful voice my ears have ever heard. I wish to spend every day getting to know her. Please, internet, help me find her. Tell her I'm looking for her and will continue to until we spend all day getting to know each other. Here's to hoping for another Disney love story. This is from Ricardo, and he posted this in several groups this week. I've seen this post multiple times. He met her at Casey's Corner, Dave.
Well, if you're going to...
The most romantic restaurant on Disney property.
Telling you.
That's where you fell in love with the 50th anniversary hot dog.
Well, that's probably what did it right there. If you have that, it just makes you fall in love.
So here's hoping that Ricardo and the young lady from Georgia find each other.
Yeah, we hope they find each other. I mean, that'd be great.
I really don't.
You don't hope they find each other?
For her personal safety, I actually don't.
But they had an instant connection, Torie.
Was it her deep eyes and soul and everything else that he said? All those. It was almost like a poem he read.
But let me just tell you about these mixed connections. There's usually one just about every 2 weeks. So we could make this a recurring thing if the people want it. But I have to say, this is Scott's bit. So if he wanted to take it from me, I would understand. Because he loves love. It's a mixed connections is his jam. I think he likes to make fun of people, actually. I don't think he loves love.
That sounds more accurate. Oh, Ricardo, bless your heart.
I hope Ricardo finds his friend from Georgia. He says he was with his family. I hope by family he doesn't mean wife and kids.
Right.
Yeah, that would be a little awkward, wouldn't it?
Slightly, yes. I was with she was a lovely young lady from Georgia. I was with my grandkids.
Right.
All right, Dave.
I figured if I put Ricardo, nobody would know it was me.
Oh, David.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be caught dead in Casey's corner.
That's true.
Oh, facts. Right.
We know. Oh, I got to turn off. The soulful music is still playing underneath. I got to turn it off. All right. It's over. The soulful music's over. Facebook missed connections. We need to come up with a new intro for that, Dave. So, Dave, we have Torie with us. And we love Torie. Torie went with her family the week of Christmas. She went December 20th, right, Torie?
Correct.
We have a loose outline we wanted to follow.
Sure.
So you had told me privately and a few friends that this trip was something you felt like you just needed to do. Do you want to speak to that, or is that very personal for you?
No, of course. So we just had a new diagnosis with Charlie, and he's always had a seizure disorder from the moment he was born. But we've always been able to manage them. He is in the throes of puberty now, and because of that, all the seizure protocols just kind of out the window. There's just not much we can do anymore. Puberty is the time when it's called SUDEP. It's called a sudden unexplained death due to epilepsy, and it happens during puberty. And typically, you control the seizures as best you can, and we've maxed that out. So we just had to do a lot of recalibration and reevaluation and reassessing of what's important. And so I immediately went into Torie mode and said, we're just going to do all the things.
That's good.
And this was one of them, to celebrate Christmas at Disney. And it was pretty great.
Yeah,
it was great. And he is doing great. It's not.
Yeah, he looks beautiful. Yeah, he looks great.
It's not like he's unhealthy or anything. It's just something that's our new normal.
You've got to just embrace every day.
Exactly, and it could literally be like decades, right?
Right.
Or it could be any second, and we're just loving on him, and it's been a pretty sacred time the last few months. And a lot of love.
Embrace every minute.
Yep.
Embrace every minute.
That's right.
I know from talking to you that traveling with Charlie it's a lot. He's got a lot of equipment that comes with him. If people don't know, he's in a wheelchair. He can't support his own frame, right? He needs support because he would tip over without it. You've got a special seat for him for the plane, right? That was a big deal, a couple of years ago when we first started talking.
Yep.
So that still worked great for you?
It did. It's a labor of love to travel with him.
Yeah.
A lot of components go into it. The way Joe and I kind of describe it is, I'm like the endurance person, right? I'm all about the planning and the logistics and starting from, weeks in advance and getting it all going and running smoothly. But he is like the sprinter, the heavy lifting, the sweat, in really concentrated, intense times, hyper intense times. And the airport is one of those. So we have to kind of coordinate and do this choreographed dance where I lift him up and Joe snaps the seat out and I run to the plane just so I can sit because I'll drop him.
Right.
And then Joe gets the seat and gets it situated into the tiny little space. Here's the thing. I feel like if we can actually send people the space and have them live there for years, can we not figure out airline seats that actually can be switched into wheelchair seats that you just roll them on and lock them in, and then you can convert them back to regular seats.
You
so you
could
don't
click
lose
it
the
into
revenue,
place. Yeah.
right? Like someone's got to be working on that, right? And so, but anyway, so Joe gets the seat all in. I hold him. Then, and we got Talmadge.
Yeah. What is Talmadge doing while this is all going on? I'm
He's
curious.
being Talmadge. So there's a whole lot of just stop. Talmadge, stop. There's a lot of that. And then Joe will get Charlie from me. We'll get him situated in the seat. And then we have this whole harness system that we kind of do and support his head. The first time we ever traveled with him, I would kind of lean off to the side and I would lean on Charlie's shoulder, and then Charlie would rest his head on my head. And then I would hold his head in place. And that's not comfortable.
Talmadge's friend is here. Hey, Mike. Who's that?
Hi, Michael. Hi, Mike.
Do you know who that is? What's her name? Do you know?
No chance.
What is it? It's Torie.
Torie?
Yeah, it's Talmadge's mom. You watched the fireworks with her.
Good. We sang at Frozen Sing-Along together.
Frozen Sing-Along?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you remember?
Yeah.
We did the scavenger
believe.
hunt. We did the at Hollywood Studios with her, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I remember.
Oh, sweet boy.
So, yeah.
Can we do the podcast?
So,
Tomorrow's Friday.
You're
You're going to have pizza tomorrow, yep. Okay? Okay. Let me do the podcast, okay? And we'll give you money for pizza tomorrow, okay? How much do you need? $5? Okay, I got it.
This is me. Not one.
Yeah, we'll have pizza. Right. Okay. Pizza on Friday.
Excellent. In the back.
$5. Yep. Not in the bathroom. Not in the bathroom. So, Torie, I've heard nightmares about wheelchairs and airplanes.
Oh yeah, they broke it. I would say that about 1 out of 3 times something gets broken, whether it's Talmadge's chair or Charlie's. Fortunately, this time the thing that popped off that they lost, it was just a piece that could be just popped back on. And Joe, said, this piece is missing. Go back and find it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But sometimes we've had just just a broken part. And so we have to just bring it home and have it repaired. But that's every time. And there's nothing in place to prevent that. They're usually really accommodating about, well, make sure you take lots of pictures and send the pictures to us.
Right.
So we can pay for the repairs.
I don't understand why this is not improved, because this is something people know. If you go on a plane with a wheelchair, there's a good chance your wheelchair is going to get broken.
Yep. And what they need to really, really drive home is that the wheelchair is an extension of the person's body. It is their body. And so they need to treat it as such.
Not to throw it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. That's really excellent.
Yeah. So anyway, we get him situated, and he's a trooper, and he had a couple seizures, but
okay.
Other than that, the flight was really smooth going and coming back. I got this inflatable footrest. Have you seen those?
I saw the picture you sent of.
Yeah, that was amazing for him because his feet hang down and it's just really painful, as all short people know.
Not uncomfortable. Yeah, not comfortable.
And so you just blow it up, and you can adjust the height by how much air you blow into it. And his feet just rested right on that. It was awesome. It was awesome, and it's really compacts down really small, so you can just put it in your underseater or backpack.
Cool.
Highly recommend for anybody.
Yeah, because people with short legs. I don't know any short people.
Nope, not a one.
So Torie, but before you even left home, you had to think about he has things you had to have there.
Right.
And
so I shipped 4 boxes of his supplies ahead of time. Mm-hmm. We've done it in the past.
Okay.
Where we've taken it all. And the airline doesn't charge you for extra luggage if it's medical equipment. So that's good to know. But it's just having having, 4 more pieces of large suitcases plus the boys it was overwhelming the last time.
Mm-hmm.
So we shipped it.
What do you do to ship to a Disney resort?
That's right. So Disney said they want you to send it a week prior to your arrival date.
Okay.
And you need to write your name and your arrival date on the box. And it needs to be clearly marked.
Okay.
It's a $6 charge per item shipped that will just get charged to your bill. That worked really smoothly, except that only 3 of the 4 boxes got there. And they got there the day we arrived, and that was cutting it way too close.
Yeah, so they said a week before, and they got there the day before you arrived.
And I think that's only because of Christmas. I think that had it been just any other week in the year, it would have gotten there in 2 days like I had intended.
So you had to take a field trip because only 3 of the boxes arrived, according to tracking.
According to the app, right. And so they said that I had to go to Turkey Lake or Turkey Pond, I don't know, Turkey Creek post office, something.
Okay, and where is that? Did you have to just take an Uber?
Yes. Yeah. So we did Morimoto for dinner that night, and it was delicious, I think. I was just so worked up about getting to the post office in time that I didn't really appreciate and respect.
Oh, that stinks when you can't appreciate Morimoto.
Yeah, and so I left the boys and Joe, and I said, and I called my Uber, and when you're in panic mode, you get lost. At least I do. I get lost. And I know kind of where the Ubers pick up. And so I headed in that direction, and I'm over there by like that Christmas store. I know it's over there somewhere.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's okay, Torie. You can do this. You're fine. You're fine. Like I'm talking to myself. Oh no, I'm lost. Okay. And I'm panicking. And there's some lady over there driving. Maybe you know what this is. She's driving like a Zamboni or something.
What?
You know what I'm talking about? Okay, so she's like dressed like an elf or Santa or something. She's driving this little Zamboni around in circles, and she's on a loud microphone speaker, and she's like talking to all the passersby as they're doing their Disney Springs thing. And so I'm panicking. Zamboni lady's like spinning around and talking to people. And then I hear her say, ma'am, your bag is unzipped. I just don't want you to lose anything. And I kind of looked behind me, and sure enough, it was my bag. And I went, thank you. Started running. So I don't know what that was. Maybe she gives kids rides on it.
I have no idea who the Zamboni lady is.
It's I think it's a little thing that you can pay to ride on. I don't know. Anyway, so she saved me in that regard. Got in the Uber, got to the post office. The line was out the door.
I could imagine this time of year.
Because it was
it was a couple days before
20th.
Christmas.
Right. And so I just waited in line and like texting my friends, just saying, I don't know, I need you guys to think happy thoughts. Just send that this package is here. What am I going to do if it's not there? Get up to the front. The lady goes to the back. I said, I just don't know. If she comes back empty-handed, I might lose it right here. And she comes back empty-handed. So I'm walking. She said, you need to come back tomorrow and talk to the supervisor. So I'm heading to the door, and Joe called, and he said that 4th box is here. The 4th one had gotten to the resort, but the post office didn't notify me. So it was awesome and really stupid all at the same time.
Right, because you wasted that time and that Uber ride, and you didn't enjoy your Morimoto dinner. And we're going to go in February.
Yeah, but she got to go to Turkey Leg Post Office. I mean, how cool is that?
Turkey Leg.
So, Torie, where'd you stay?
We stayed at the Art of Animation. I've heard some people refer to it as steerage.
Yes, was my husband Rich did not dig the Art of Animation. We stayed in the Cars section. What section did you stay in?
Well, we were in Lion King, and then the big kids were in Little Mermaid.
Oh, okay. All right.
So a couple things. So when I wanted the family suite set up for Charlie and Talmadge.
Right.
and I wanted access to the Skyliner
Right.
because it's so much easier with the wheelchair than the bus.
Right.
So, but I didn't realize. So the all-star music that you and your mom stayed at, the Murphy bed was a queen.
Yes. The Murphy bed, there's two Murphy beds at All Star Music. There is a queen size bed in a separate bedroom. And then in the living room is a Murphy bed table and a Murphy bed couch.
And they're both queens.
And they're both queens. So all three beds are queens.
Right. And so that was my one. So we went with art of animation, and I didn't realize the Murphy bed there is just a full.
Mm-hmm.
And so my plan was for Joe and me to sleep out in the living room with Charlie and put Talmadge in the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
And when I found out it was a full, I thought about switching over to Caribbean Beach.
Mm-hmm.
But Laura Nothnagel talked me out of it.
Okay.
And said, you're going to want that extra space.
Yeah.
For art of animation. And she was right.
Yeah. But
it ended up being so much better than if we had been crammed into
in one room.
Right.
I know that you stayed there because of the Skyliner and because of Charlie's wheelchair. The layout there's more space. I feel like there's more space at All Stars in the family suite. It's
sure
just the thing Rich didn't like about it was we were on top of each other. The kitchenette is not really a kitchenette. It's basically a mini fridge and a microwave and a coffee pot. And the interior hallway is, I don't know. It's like, I don't know.
It's
end of the world,
sterile.
Dystopian. It's not very.
Yeah, it's very sterile. And the whole, my son made an interesting point that it's interesting. It's very cool how Disney can take literally just a rectangle building, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's it's just 4 walls and a roof, right?
Right.
But then they put all the stuff on it to Disney it out, right? Like the seagulls and the gigantic Mufasa and Ursula and stuff. So that's a nice touch. But they really did. It was very minimalist.
Yes. Yeah. But did the kids like it?
Yes.
Did Talmadge like the cars? Did you go see the cars area? Oh, you should have walked over there because they have like Lightning McQueen and the Cozy Cone and all that stuff.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, it's really cute.
I actually I liked the vibe of it. I think I liked that it was like super Disney, right? You don't get that from Pop as much. And the Skyliner, man, that was our first time staying somewhere with
Skyliner access.
Whoa. Okay. For one thing, it was so much easier with the wheelchair.
Oh yeah.
And we didn't even use the stationary. There's some that are off to the side that you can get on that are stationary. And we just either Seiji it was always Seiji every time. He just went really fast. and so we didn't have to wait for the ones that are stopped. And,
so you didn't share Rich's opinion.
I didn't find it all that off-putting.
And Rich doesn't know what it cost either. So if Rich knew what it cost to say that it costs more than 2 rooms at Pop Century.
That's right. That it's a little, yeah. But I will say for the Skyliner, for all of us who, at the end of the day, don't necessarily like being around people, it's great, right? You just take the Skyliner back to your room and you just are away from all the, you're not crammed into the bus.
Right.
And you decompress and look out over the.
It is nice.
Land.
It is nice.
It's a lovely way to end the night.
So you told me, you had posted on Facebook that you also, for the first time, utilized the handicapped accessible minivan.
Yes. Yeah.
So tell us about that.
Yeah. So Scott and Karen had talked about how the minivans drop you off by the buses at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
And that was a game changer for me. I had always kind of stayed away from, the rideshare stuff because I didn't want to get dropped off at the
TTC.
Exactly. But we were we had dinner at Boma.
Okay.
And it was just a late night. And I just said to everybody, I said, okay, now we got to take a bus to Disney Springs and then a bus to the hotel.
Right.
And Seiji's like, I guess I better go to the bathroom before. But then I remembered about the minivan, and the only thing is you can't schedule it ahead of time. Like, you can't give it an advanced time. You have to. It has to be like you have to be ready.
Right.
And I didn't realize that at first, and I was like, oh, it's not going to work. But then Seiji was like, no, I think if you just say need it now, and that's exactly how it was. Like, it was perfect. I didn't like, we thought we would just send Charlie and me in the minivan, and then the rest of the crew would either take the bus or get a separate. But it fits all of us.
It's actually fits 7 because of the driver and 6.
Exactly. It's one of those big giant Ford transport vans.
Okay.
And they're actual cast members who drive them. They're not Lyft drivers.
Right.
And so they were so accommodating.
So it's the kind of wheelchair transport that, what is it? They put Charlie on a lift on cool. Yeah. And they click him in place or whatever.
Yeah. He has D-rings on his frame, and it's very similar to what you see on the buses.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I will say, I did schedule a wheelchair taxi service.
Oh, that's right.
From the airport and take us to the resort and then back to the airport. That was awful. It's called,
really?
I don't even remember what it's called, but if you need it, message me, because it was filthy.
Oh.
And they showed up they knew that it was Talmadge, Charlie, Joe, and me. And they knew it was 4. I told them, and they said, oh yeah, we have enough seating. They showed up with this tiny little van that only sat Charlie, the driver, and one other person.
Oh.
So Joe and Talmadge ended up taking an Uber. So don't do that.
So, and you had to use them on the way back too?
Yeah, because I'd already paid for it. But the minivan, yes, absolutely.
We'll have to find a different company for next time.
Yep.
So I'm sure there's one out there. Somebody knows.
There's gotta be.
Yeah. If anybody knows, let us know. Now, last time you rented a van.
We did, because we were staying off property.
Right. So, okay.
I will say that before even questions, I was kind of sick leading up to it.
Oh no!
And I think I just have to say that Laura Nothnagel and Jen Wynn and Rebecca Rudin and Amanda Lamb sent me a Care Bear stare. And it worked, because the next day I didn't have a sore throat anymore. So just so you know, for future reference,
you need a Care Bear stare.
Right, they have magic in them.
Wow.
And they magicked my sore throat away. That and mixing honey and cinnamon. Jen was like, if you mix honey and cinnamon in a little paste and just take that every couple hours, it might be a little bit easier if you mix it in a little ramekin. And I was like, ramekin. So I texted her a picture of the plastic cup that Art of Animation provides. And I said, check out this ramekin that the Art of Animation has. And she said, don't put disrespect on A of A's name.
So you also ordered some Instacart. Didn't you order Instacart, you said?
Yeah.
So how'd that go?
It was great, because that's how I got my honey and cinnamon.
Right, cinnamon, right.
It was so easy.
Yeah. Well, I know. I ordered flank steak a couple months ago.
Right.
And Wendy Fox had to take possession of it.
Thanks, Wendy. Yeah, it was so easy. And our person was great. And,
good.
I was like, yeah, a guy named Joe will be out there. He's wearing a shirt that says Trash Panda. And she loved it.
Oh, David. All right. You got a question for Torie, Dave?
Which day was Magic Kingdom Day for you guys?
Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve.
Oh, one more thing. So one more thing about Art of Animation. Sorry.
Yeah.
So that evening we thought, Charlie takes a bath in a special bath chair at home, but of course we can't bring it with us.
Right.
And so Joe's like, well, let's just call down and ask. Maybe they do have something. And so we stood there, standing there in the middle of the room, and we just kind of looked at each other and we're like, where's the phone? Like, because whoever uses hotel phones anymore?
Right.
And so we found the phone in the corner somewhere. And anyway, so they sent us, they're like, yeah, we can bring you some, I think we have something. We were shocked. And so housekeeping showed up, and it wasn't it wouldn't have worked for us. It was just like a tiny little plastic stool, but it is a bath stool for people. Like for some people, it could work. So we were impressed that they had
something.
Yeah. So it didn't work for us, but it might for someone.
So how do you handle that kind of thing?
So I just lined the bottom of the bathtub with towels, and then
and just cradle him,
put him in the bath and just have it, about like halfway up, have the water.
Yeah.
And we used the bucket from the ice bucket.
Oh yeah.
In the liner inside, and we use that to like wash them. And then just like deadlifting a slippery 10-year-old.
Oh my gosh.
Naked 10-year-old. It's an ordeal, but we have a system.
If people, I know, and I've been in positions in my life that people wouldn't believe with Michael, and I'm sure you have similar stories that people don't believe what it takes, but it takes special people to do what you do. Yeah. So David.
Okay, sorry, Dave. Magic Kingdom?
No, I want to circle back to the Trashy Panda shirt.
Okay, Trash Panda?
Yeah, the Trash Panda shirt. You guys went to Magic Kingdom and everybody was almost, not all the way, but almost matching with the pajamas and the shirts and stuff.
Yeah, we were matching for Magic Kingdom because it's just the four of us the first day. So it was the little boys, Joe and me. And so Uli had made shirts. And so we wore our pajamas.
And that's a thing. That's a thing, right? At Magic Kingdom to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially Christmas. There were lots of matching pajama families the whole week in every park that we saw.
Yeah, that was another Facebook. We didn't do it. I didn't do it, Tony Ann, but that was one that someone wrote in and goes, what's up all these people wearing pajamas at Magic Kingdom on Christmas?
It was Christmas.
Right,
so
I know.
Huge. Bah humbug.
Exactly.
But I'll be honest with you. I've been at Disney in January and February, and I see people in pajamas, not because it's Christmas, but because it's the only pants that they packed. And we get a cold snap, and all they packed was shorts. Mm-hmm. So I've seen people in the parks in pajamas actually a lot in the winter.
That's funny. I get that though. We've gotten caught with our pants down, as it were, without pants.
Well, that's what Florida will do for you.
Torie, you know how Torie is, Dave, that she asks you to do something and you say, I'll think about it. And she goes, okay, so I'll see you there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that's how she must be with her family with the matching outfits.
Oh, totally.
Oh yeah. Because Joe, and what a trooper, man, he was all in. Well, he always is in. He's always, right along with you guys.
This isn't just me. This is him too. It's not me
So he's a weirdo too, Torie?
He's so into it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he embraces it. He does. He embraces it. I love it.
He's way into it. Yeah. And in fact, I will, the big kids, they showed up a day later. Mm-hmm. And so I didn't require them to match us for our Epcot day. So the rest of us were in Pooh clothes and they weren't.
Oh, I saw that picture. Yes.
And I, we were teasing them and stuff, but they kind of were like, oh, I wish we had, they felt a little
left out.
Yeah. So they love it too.
I saw your pictures with Pooh in Christopher Robin's bedroom.
Yeah, that's right. Adorable. That was the cutest. I didn't know about that. Scott and Karen had mentioned that before. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that might just reopened. Be the cutest little spot in Epcot. Mm-hmm. And there's no one there
because people don't know about it.
Yeah, it was adorable.
If you don't know, there's kind of like a back entrance. If you go into the garden area, there's kind of an overhang entrance in the back right-hand corner as you're facing the back of of
Right.
England, of the UK, on the side where the shops are.
That's right.
Yeah. So
It was very, very, very adorable.
where'd you eat, Torie?
So that day we had Le Cellier. I had gotten the candlelight processional dining package.
Mm-hmm.
And that, according to the kids, the big kids, that was their favorite meal. It was, the steaks were great.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing for I wanted the savory bread pudding. Have you had that?
No.
It's a savory bread pudding. It's almost like a stuffing or dressing, but they put maple syrup on it. And I
That's
didn't
not
enjoy
savory.
that. I didn't enjoy that.
Maple syrup's not savory.
That's right. So I would actually order it again.
Mhm.
It was the New York strip because it had an amazing garlic herb butter. I think you'd call it a Bermonti, which is like a mounting with butter. That
Dave, would you call it a Bermonti?
Yeah, garlic with butter sounds good. Yeah.
Anyway, it was delicious, but then they ruined the bread pudding with maple syrup.
That's weird.
But the service was impeccable. Our waiter was so sweet to Talmadge. Talmadge is doing this thing now where he only wants to do what the COOL kids do.
Mm-hmm.
And so he wanted to order from the adult menu. So I said to the guy, I'm like, okay, we're going to say New York strip, but we mean the kids steak, right? And he's like,
Right.
I got you.
Right.
So when it was time to order, he's like, and you, sir, will have the New York strip. And just so sweet.
Nice.
To him. And like I said, the big kids said that was their favorite meal.
Awesome. So can I ask you a question about like price fix meals and your kids and because what? So do they charge you for Charlie? They do.
No,
No.
But they'll charge me for Talmadge and
Talmadge will only eat a few things, right?
eat a roll.
Yeah.
And I used to be okay with it. I'd be like, that's okay. We're paying for the entertainment. Like, because it's like, might be a character meal or something. So I'm like, okay, fine. I'm not really paying for the food. I'm paying for the experience. But,
Right.
But something like we did Be Our Guest for the first time. And, I don't know if have you all done it?
It's not my favorite.
Okay. Thank you. So they set you up. Because it's the big grand entrance with the big double doors and they open and the music and you walk in and there's the cool nights after the thing and then the library and all. Then you're thinking this is going to be amazing. And then you walk in and it's that huge.
It's a cafeteria.
It's exactly that. Yes, that's exactly what we said. We said this is like a cafeteria with the fluorescent lights and the cheap tables and the chairs and the whole thing. And we were definitely unimpressed. And so, we got charged the full $70 for Talmadge, who choked, had a complete meltdown, and we had to leave. But yeah, that was, I didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
It's done.
Now you know not to go back there. Who'd you see at the Candlelight Processional?
What was his name? Jordan.
Oh, yeah.
So sad we missed Sterling K. Brown by one night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He has a commanding voice. I bet he would have been
Doesn't
really
he?
good. Yeah.
So it was fine. The best part of the processional was seeing Amy Rhodes when I was waiting in line for popcorn. That was just so delightful to meet her little girl. I'd never met her.
Lorelai. You never met Lorelai. Oh,
just a treasure.
she really is.
And so that was the best part of the night was seeing Amy.
So you said the kids liked Le Cellier. What was your favorite place that you went this week?
I don't know if I had any place. My favorite
What was
bite.
the favorite thing you had?
Yeah, it was a peppermint mousse at Satuli Canteen. Is that what it's called? Yeah, it was just tasty. It tasted like just Christmas.
Nice.
Light and fluffy, peanut, pepperminty. The desserts from Be Our Guest, we actually had to bring those. We brought those home just because we had to leave early.
Yeah.
Those were good.
Yeah.
There was like a chocolate peanut butter ganache truffle kind of thing. That was delicious. the gray matter.
The gray matter.
That was good. It was just soggy by the time we brought it home. That was good. I don't know. We didn't do we did a restaurant every night.
Yeah.
But none of it was just
nothing
over the top. We did Boma, which is always a favorite of ours. And Joe kind of laughed when he was like, yeah, the mustard is really good. He just kind of chuckled when he said it. So it's one of our favorites.
Joe missed Michael. Right. Joe eats at Boma with Michael. Michael's always with Joe.
Oh, that's so true. I leveled up the mustard though. Maybe you'll like it better because if you mix it with horseradish, it really punches you in the nose and it's excellent.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
It's almost like a wasabi hit.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I want to hear about the Tron story. I have heard about the Tron story in Talmadge, but can you tell us what happened at Tron?
Yeah, so we were doing rider switch. We didn't do it much, but we did for Tron. The big kids, Joe and Talmadge, went on, and Talmadge we'd been talking about it for a couple of days, and he had said, I'm gonna ride in the one with the seatbelt, is what he kept calling it. So the one with the seatbelt. And I said, that's fine. I want you to be comfortable. And he didn't feel like he was being othered or left out at all. He made the decision and he owned it. And so he sat in that back car, had a blast, came out, and then it was raining. So I said, well, I'll just go ahead and do the rider switch just to buy us some more time to stay undercover. And so he and I went and did it the second time. And he told me, he said, I want you to ride the motorcycle and I want to sit in the back by myself. And so, I said, okay. And so that's how we did it the second time. And then we got off and that same cast member who helped us said, hey, did he like it? So yeah. And he said, well, does he want to do it again? And I asked him and he said, yes. And so they just take you right through the doors and you're right back to the start. And as we were getting him in, like the people that were waiting to get on were just like, yeah, dude.
That's so cool.
Cheering it. Like, you got this. And he was like, thumbs up, back. And they're like, woo! And so it was just a really sweet, extra special treat for him to go a third time in a row.
Yeah. Now that's pixie dust, not getting some glitter in a Ziploc bag on the side of the street.
No, and it sticks to everything. Yeah.
I was really proud of him.
That's pixie dust.
So proud of him, and so I was worried.
Yeah.
I was worried how it was all going to play out. That he would feel left out because he couldn't do the cycle. That he wasn't even a thing.
Yeah, so that was great.
You posted a lot of pictures of him on the rides. He does the thrill rides. Like
he does.
He loves them.
He did all of them. He did Rock and Roller Coaster. He did Tower of Terror. In March, we're going with a group. We're going to meet up with some other kids because he had said, I want a friend trip. And so we're going to meet the Kessler kids and the Lamb kids and the Pulliam kids. And every ride, he would say, are my friends going to ride this? Are we going to ride this with my friends?
Awesome.
Or either in the restaurants. Are we going to eat here with my friends?
Oh.
So it'll be fun.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. You should let each kid pick a restaurant. I'm planning a trip for you guys now. But listen, his friend, one of the Lamb kids will not ride Flight of Passage. I'm just letting you know, because he says Siva Boo. He didn't, instead of Siva Go, he says Siva Boo. He does not like it. I don't remember which one it was. Maybe it might have been, I'm not sure which one it was.
That is okay. He didn't, my big kids liked that was the first time they'd ridden it. They loved it.
Yeah, they hadn't been in a while, right? The big kids?
No, not since they were like 14.
Oh, then they probably got to experience a lot of cool new stuff for them.
Yeah. definitely. This was hands down the best family vacation we have ever taken, all 6 of us.
Mm.
Really?
And I think the key is to wait for them to become adults.
Exactly.
Because the teenager stuff. No, I think they've been twice. So they had to have been older than 14 the last time we went. But yeah, having adult kids, it makes all that early stuff worth it.
Mhm.
Yeah. And they help a lot with the
So
boys
much.
too. I see. Yeah.
So much. They just, the little boys just thrive, just light up when Leilani and Seiji are home and with them. It's a great setup we Hunts have over here.
That's awesome.
Well, I'm glad you guys all got together because when we do that with our family too, it's when everybody's there, it is the best time.
That's
it's the
my
funnest
favorite
time.
when we go
Yeah,
together.
it's just the best.
Yeah. It was pretty great. And I knew, things were going to get stressful. I knew things would get intense.
Mm-hmm.
And I just went into it making sure I just put the word "and" into everything. Like, this is stressful and it's wonderful. This is intense and we will get through it and we will laugh. We did that capture your moments.
I love the capture your moment. I think it's worth the money so much.
Right. And they, the email they had sent us to the wrong place.
Oh,
So we went to Town Square Theater, which is where they said
yeah.
to go.
They moved it.
They moved it over to Liberty Square.
Right.
But it didn't say that in the email. And we had to cross parade traffic
Oh my gosh.
to get over. I was so mad. And of course that was right when Talmadge wanted to be like, no, I'm going to push Charlie. I'm like, we really can't have you push Charlie right now. And plus on Main Street, because the wheel catches in the,
Oh yeah. Oh, I know about that wheel.
right?
About the train track.
So, and I'm just like, God, I can't. And I kept saying, just like, this will be fine. This is intense right now, and we will have fun
Yes.
in 10 minutes.
Right.
And everything was just to keep my perspective.
Mhm. So tell me about the capture your moment.
I don't know. Just everything went
Yeah.
perfectly.
The pictures, when I do capture your moment, they make me look really beautiful. I gotta say,
I don't know what their secret is.
lots of filters.
Yeah, I guess so. And for whatever reason, like everywhere we posed, like it would just clear out right in that little section. So there aren't very many people behind us in all of our pictures. There was a funny moment though. She kept making Leilani do weird things like princess pose, like with her hands up by her face and her arms up in the air and I'm like, she's a model. You don't really need to tell
Direct her.
just let her do her thing. But we were laughing so hard. and then she made Seiji do it too.
Uh-huh.
And so Seiji's doing like the princess pose. Hands next to his face. We were dying. It was pretty great. Everybody's just such good spurts, and Charlie smiled like crazy for all of it, and Talmadge wasn't too COOL for it, and so yeah, every picture was a great picture.
Yeah, I think I've noticed that when we first did it, the very first time we did it, it was when they first came out with it. And then we did it again a good while later. And it seems like I think they've been doing it long enough now that they know the little nooks and crannies to go to and the little places they can go out of the way that are for the sun and the shade.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think they've kind of got it down now. They've had enough time to really navigate through the park and find a good spot to take pictures.
Yep. Yeah, it was absolutely worth it.
What rides can Charlie go on with his wheelchair?
Yeah, that's tricky. Both Seiji and Joe are power lifters, so they would just like pick him up and put him in things, right? So, and I don't think that's typical.
Right.
But Seiji just like, for Mickey and Minnie's, he just like picks him up and sits him right next to him and just kind of like
Held him.
like supported him, held up his head, and and just same with the Haunted Mansion. He just picked him up and carried him.
That was a great picture, by the way, in Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
That was a good picture.
So sweet.
Yeah.
Right. But then things like Remy and like Toy Story Mania, those actually have wheelchair vehicles.
Right.
That we can roll them right on. Jingle Cruise, Safari. He loves bumps.
Oh, he likes going over bumps.
So Safari was perfect. He's just laughing and smiling the whole time.
Should take him on Dinosaur.
No.
Oh, they can't. He can't.
No, I know, but it's bumpy. It's just
Oh,
it's
for
bad.
sure.
Yeah.
Can I just say that Dinosaur Land or whatever is the most uninspiring?
Well,
Yeah, say
getting rid
it.
of
Say it. Scream it for the mountain. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
walked in and the kids went, "This is like Six Flags."
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Tony Ann, what do you say? They need to just bulldoze that whole place down.
Just
We need to
bulldoze it.
blow it up,
Start fresh.
start over.
Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, there were several things.
I saw him on the Liberty Bell too. That was a nice picture of you and him on the Liberty Bell.
Yeah. He and I just took off and did that. Talmadge was mad. He's like, "You didn't wait for us." I'm like, "Nope, we didn't."
Well, Charlie didn't get to ride Tron 3 times.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, so there's plenty for him. Festival of the Lion King.
Yeah.
He loved it so much. He was just like his face was exploding the whole time.
Wow.
And I don't. That's one of the controversial ones in the group, isn't it? That some people like.
Oh,
and
I
some
love
don't.
it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Travis hates it.
Oh, that's right. I was getting emotional so many times.
Yeah,
during it.
I cry during
Me
that
too.
one.
It was beautiful. And the costumes, the voices. Yeah, so Charlie loved that one.
That's wonderful. Dave, we have to go to Disney with the Hunts.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I think, but we have to wear pajamas, which is probably pretty cool.
You have to wear matching shirts.
Yeah. Veronica can't get me to do that. But I bet Torie could probably make me do that.
When are you going to be there next? For my birthday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
For her birthday. Actually, it's her fake birthday.
Well, yeah, we know. Yeah.
You're going to be there and you're going to wear matching shirts with us. Dude. This is going to be awesome.
No, I don't know. I'm good.
We're going for Dapper Day, Dave.
We don't want to all be matching, really.
I think Jen Wynn wants us to wear purple.
Yes.
Is purple's the color now?
Yes. Purple for Dapper Day. And, I think the question that a lot of people would say is, was it worth it to go on Christmas Day?
Yeah.
Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And there's a couple, it's a yes and a no. It's a no if you want to actually ride rides, right? Because all of the wait times were ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
But Christmas Eve at the Grand Floridian was magic. Everybody, there were people dressed from us, like our little matching t-shirts, to full-length sparkly gowns and suits.
Wow.
And taking pictures in front of the tree and in front of the gingerbread house. There was the sweetest couple eating dinner. There were an elderly couple, and he had a little Santa hat, and she had her crocheted red sweater vest. And they're sitting across from each other, taking pictures of each other. And Leilani said, "That's going to be you and Dad someday."
Oh.
And Joe said, "And Talmadge."
That's me and Rich and Michael, yeah.
Exactly. And it was just such a sweet, it was that all the, the silver bells, it was that vibe and all the twinkling and the energy of Christmas Eve. I did love that very, very much. Mm-hmm. Christmas Day, I felt like people were either on their very best behavior or done, right?
Yeah.
Whether it was the cast members or the yes, people were either going like over the top, kind and gracious, to get the F out of my face.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Right? So for us, I don't know if we'll ever be able to top it,
Mm-hmm.
because it really was that great. But definitely, one, if you can't afford Genie Plus and you actually want to get on the attractions, don't go.
Mhm.
Just don't go.
Okay.
Would you do it again? Would you go back and do it again on Christmas?
Well, like I said, I don't know if we can top what we just
Mhm.
experienced. But yeah, I think I would.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
I would just go with no expectations of.
Okay.
I want to go for the novelty of it,
hmm
right?
Mhm.
Like the snow and the Christmas lights, and some of the attractions were uniquely Christmas. Even like Frozen Sing Along had a Christmas
Uh-huh.
section
hmm
about,
Right.
and Living with the Land is beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It is the Christmas overlay.
Yeah. So, for those reasons, yeah, I think I might actually.
Now, were you able? How many parks did you hit while you were there?
We did all 4.
And which one did you feel like was the most decorated Christmas?
Magic Kingdom.
Really?
Okay.
Okay.
But that's just because my heart is always going to be with Main Street.
hmm
Okay.
Like walking under the tunnel, under the bridge onto Main Street with the Christmas tree and the decorations on the
Right,
storefront that
right,
will
right.
never get old
Mm.
for me. But I do think Hollywood probably is a little more,
Mhm.
Yeah, there's more decorations throughout the
more
park.
decorations. But just for me personally, like the warm
The
fuzzy,
nostalgia.
Yeah, it's
of-
just more that Christmassy feel. It makes sense.
the old school vintage
Mhm.
Christmas.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, Hollywood Studios is still vintage. Too.
It's kitschy. Hollywood
Yeah.
Studios is kitschy.
Yeah, like mid-century Americana.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
Right.
Mhm. Dave, we had Torie on the show again.
I know. What's this? Like her third or fourth time on now?
I don't know.
Sorry, I'm sorry, America.
No, you are a treasure, and we love having you. Oh, and I forgot to ask you, did Joe giggle on Tower of Terror?
He did, of course, he
Okay.
did.
Of course he did.
Does he like Tower of Terror?
Yeah.
He does. He loves
And he
it.
doesn't like, there's something he doesn't like.
Carousel.
Yeah.
Oh well. Okay. Yeah.
He hates the carousel. He won't ride that, but he'll ride
Nope.
Tower of Terror.
Will not ride like Dumbo or.
Oh, no. I'm with him on that. Yeah. No. You got to draw a line somewhere, and that's the line.
Yeah, it makes him giggle. So we did sci-fi for our Christmas dinner.
Oh, okay.
And so it was about 20 more minutes till the park closed.
All right.
So I told Leilani, Talmadge, and Jill, I'm like, if you're going to do this, you better go now. So they ran over and squoze it in because it's a must.
Awesome. So when you do sci-fi 20 minutes before the park closed, that's what you're doing?
Mm-hmm.
So you got to walk out and the park was empty-ish?
Yeah.
Or?
Well, it was emptying. So it was that crush of that robust crush of people exiting the park.
Nice.
But they didn't get on until like after the park closed at 9.
Uh-huh.
And he said they got onto the elevator at like about 9:10.
All right.
So by the time we got out of the park, there was no line
For the Skyliner.
Yeah. Skyliner is a game changer. It really
It really is.
for some of those resorts.
Loved it.
I'm so glad that your family had a good time. You guys deserve it. And we love you. We can't wait to see you again. Hopefully I'll see you in February.
Yeah.
Everybody better stay healthy.
I know.
And then and Dave, you're gonna see her, right? In
Yes.
April?
Well, I wasn't too sure, but I yeah.
You could come in February for my birthday too, Dave, and you can see her then too.
You did it last time, and it was so fun.
When you were the only guy and it wasn't awkward at all.
that was
for
so.
you?
Yeah, that was so bad. Yeah, that was not good. I was so uncomfortable. You guys made me feel good, but yeah, it was pretty. Yeah, it was awkward. Yeah,
No, it wasn't. You ate shrimp shells.
I know.
Oh yeah, shrimp shells.
I still eat them today. Now I always eat them now. I always think of Torie when I eat them.
That's why
People
your
are like,
skin
you're
looks so
dude, you're
great.
eating the shell. I'm like, I know. Well, Tori does, so I can. Look at my complexion. Do I look good?
We had a whole conversation about that in Le Cellier with the waiter.
Mhm.
'Cause Canadians apparently don't eat the shells.
Most people don't eat the
No,
shells. so-
exactly.
No, most people do eat the shells, actually.
Okay. When you talk about world population, yes, probably.
Yes.
Yeah, we're the outliers. Yeah.
We're the weird ones. We just said that last week.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Dave, I do have to say one thing before we sign off. Somebody's been feeling neglected lately. Apparently, Kevin Curtis Allen. We haven't said his name in a while,
Okay.
and other people have been getting his attention, stealing his thunder. I'm not going to say that other person's name this week, but it's Kevin Curtis Allen. We haven't forgotten about you, Kevin Curtis Allen. You are still our lucky charm.
It certainly is.
Tried to keep the food talk to a minimum, Kevin.
He'll appreciate that. He lets us know when we go a little bit above. And I'm
Yeah.
Seriously.
talking about food.
David,
Torie Hunt.
what do we got planned for the new year?
I don't know. It's been a long time since I've been in the park, so I'm kind of itching to get back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Been a while.
You should come in April.
Maybe.
Oh, wait, you are coming in April.
Maybe.
right.
Possibly.
All right, guys. Thank you for Tori for coming on episode 322 of the Disney Crush podcast. Can't wait to see you in February and April.
That's right.
And David, I hope to see you in the park soon.
Yeah.
We're going for Michael's birthday next weekend, so maybe you can come. We'll
Maybe.
see.
Hop over for the day, maybe.
Last year, Tori was there for Michael's birthday, and she gave him ketchup as a gift.
Yes, I remember. Yeah.
Heidi will be there this time.
There you go. So maybe she'll give him ketchup for his birthday.
Somebody will give him ketchup. He'll get ketchup somewhere.
If not, he'll get ketchup from
He'll
Casey's
get
Corner.
ketchups,
And
yeah.
maybe he'll meet a lovely woman from Georgia.
Maybe with deep, dark eyes. Yes. With a Georgia accent.
Oh, David. All right, guys, thank you so much. We will be back next week with another episode of the Disney Crush podcast. Tori, thank you so much. We love having you, and we can't wait to see you again in the parks.
Love you guys.
Thanks, Tori.
Good night.